everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a video that I don't know how it's gonna go. So end of the school year I feel like is always really emotional for everyone because it's like sometimes you're graduating, sometimes you have your friends who are graduating, and it's just kind of sad, and then you realize that a whole year has passed and you're like, holy crap, what have I done in this year? It's amazing, and it's amazing like how much you can grow in 1 year. And this year, if you did not know, I was a freshman at my high school and I'm going to be a sophomore, and you know, I've learned some things, as most would hope, and so I'm sharing with you guys the 14 things that my freshman year of high school taught me. So hopefully I can teach you some things and you don't have to go through it, you know? You probably will make mistakes and you're still gonna learn, but like maybe this will help you make a couple less mistakes. Okay, cool, let's get into today's video. The very first thing that I learned, and it's funny because I didn't fully learn this till like the end of the year, but your mental and your physical health, so important, so freaking important. And here's the thing, you already know it's important because you have everyone telling you how important it is. But you don't realize how much good nutrition and like good exercise and good sleeping habits, like how important those are until you don't have them. So please don't neglect your physical nor your mental health. The second thing that I learned this year is that failure is what you make of it. So I made an entire video about failure, so if you want to watch that and get more wisdom on this, I will link it down below. But basically what I'm saying is that this year I learned that you're not really a failure if you learn something from it. So if you failed a test, yeah, you failed it, but did you learn it? Did you learn what mistake you made with it? Because if you learned that a certain style of studying doesn't work for you, or if you learned that you are not good with cramming, or if you knew the material but the test was just really tricky for you, whatever, as long as you learned, that is all that matters. And of course, you want to strive for good grades, but don't beat yourself up over a couple bad grades, because guess what? Failing one test isn't going to make you a failure for the rest of your life. It's not going to happen like that. So be easy on yourself and embrace failure. The third thing I learned was that you need a plan and you need to stick to your plan. So this all depends on what school you go to, but for my school, it is an independent study program, and also I go to some college classes. So here's the thing about independent study. Since you make your own schedule and you make your own due dates, sometimes you can just be like, hey, I don't feel like taking this lesson, I'll take it tomorrow. And then you just kind of let that go on for like a month. Yeah, that's what I did. Now I'm cramming in a class in 2 weeks, so that's not fun. But seriously, guys, you need to make sure that you are planning and you're planning realistically. One amazing tip that I've started implementing now that I'm planning is underestimate yourself. If you think you can realistically do 2 tests in 1 week, strive for 1. Like, if you're able to do it like that, please do. Because I'd rather underestimate what I'm capable of than overestimate. Because if I overestimate, guess what? I get stressed, and then I get behind, and then the next week I don't sleep. That's what happens. So don't do that. The fourth thing I learned this year is that you gotta make time for yourself, because guess what? You will not get good grades, you will not make good friendships, and you will not have a good future if you don't make time for yourself. I go insane when I don't have my alone time. And I'm an extrovert. I get my energy around people, but I still need my alone time. So something that I think just works wonders is to live by this rule. Do one thing for yourself every single day. One thing. It doesn't seem like that much. Taking a shower, reading a chapter of your favorite book, writing a poem, I don't know, listening to music, filming a YouTube video. Doing just one thing for yourself every single day is gonna make you feel better. You're gonna feel like you have a purpose, and you're just gonna feel enlightened. Because trust me, when I don't do something for myself at least once every day, I feel like a failure. I feel sad. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything. But when I take the time to do something for myself, I feel better, and I want to be more productive. I feel good, okay? So take time for yourself. It's gonna improve your life, I promise. The fifth thing that I learned this year is that you need to make friends with good, kind, and intelligent people. Here's the thing. Popularity does not matter. I don't care where you go to school. It doesn't matter. What does it matter what lunch table you sit at? What does it matter who your friends are? As long as they're good, kind, and intelligent, I don't really give a damn. I have friends in all different sexual orientations, genders, races, ethnicities, ages, like, you name it. There is such a diversity in the people that I hang out with, and I am so grateful for that, because that's what keeps me on my toes. I love having friends who have different experiences than I do, but I also love having friends who are generally good people and who are doing good things with their lives and who put everything into what they do. And honestly, I admire the people that I hang out with so much, and that alone has made my high school experience already phenomenal, and I'm so excited to make new memories with these people. So find your people and never let them go. Unless they're toxic, then let them go. Let them go. You don't need the toxicity. Number 6 is that teachers and staff members, you know, office people, principals, all of those people, they care more than you think. So I've once or twice had an episode where I've had really bad anxiety, or my depression has spiked up, and I'm like, I can't do this appointment, I can't take this test, I just can't. Because anyone who's ever had an anxiety attack knows that once you have one, your whole day is ruined. Like, you can't physically do anything but take care of yourself, and that's what you should do. However, I was in this mentality that my teacher would hate me if I skipped out on one test because I was having anxiety problems. Where does that come from? Like, what? Because your teachers and staff members, everyone, they care and they want you to succeed. So when you're having issues, talk to them. If you're going through a hard time, talk to them. I guarantee you there is at least one person in your school, and I'm sure many, many more, who care about you, who love you, and who want to help you succeed. So just remember, they're not out to get you. They care about you, and talk to them. Communicate. You will not regret it, I promise. Number 7 is largely on the personal side of things, and this is going to be a little controversial, whatever. Here's the thing about dating. It's okay to date. It's okay not to date. But just know that if you do date, you need to be in a healthy relationship. I know that we're teenagers, and I know that we're not expected to know about love and romance and have that all nailed down. We shouldn't expect that of ourselves. However, you should know when someone is taking advantage of you and when someone isn't treating you well. And as someone who is naturally kind and caring and wants to see the good in people, it is so hard for me to see when someone's taking advantage of me. For example, I had multiple people tell me that my ex-girlfriend was not good for me, that she was taking advantage of me, that our relationship wasn't healthy, and I never believed them until she cheated on me. And then I was like, okay, she's not very good for me, is she? And if you're gonna date, you gotta make sure it's healthy and it's a good relationship. And if you're not dating, whatever, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're happy and you're healthy and you're doing good, because you're doing amazing, person watching this. Number 8 is that regarding tests, you need to know the material and you need to understand it. Because let me tell you this, the difference between me getting 100 and me getting a C is the fact that I actually understand it. And I know for some subjects this is easier than others. For example, in child development, it's really easy for me to understand stuff, versus in a class like biology, it's usually really hard because science is difficult.
Why do I want to be a doctor again? What?
Anyways, just when you're studying for a test, make sure you understand the material. Don't just study to memorize. Study to learn, because you're taking these classes because they're going to help you in your future. So make sure you are actually learning from them, guys. I feel like this is so simple, but yeah, I know so many people who just memorize and then they don't learn. And I've been guilty of this year as well, which is why I'm telling you, if you understand the material, it's going to be so much easier. So much easier. Number 9 is regarding colleges, and yes, I'm a freshman, and how do I know this? I know this because I've talked to some seniors who applied to colleges, I've talked to counselors, I've talked to people who are already in college, and the thing you gotta remember about college in your future is that colleges don't just want you to have a 4.0 GPA or a 4.35 or whatever the heck your GPA is. You can't just have that. You need to have your extracurricular activities, you need to volunteer, maybe you want to work, maybe you want to start a club, maybe you want to join a club. And you need to make time for yourself, you need to make time for your friends, because trust me, if you don't, you will go insane. And you have to have a lot of different aspects of your life in check if you want to get into a good college. And also, if you don't get into your dream school, why does it really matter? As long as you're going to college and getting an education and going where you need to be, it doesn't matter which college that really is. Number 10 is something that was like a little hard for me to learn. I don't really know why, but it was. And it was that it's okay to say no to friends and family if you really need to study. Now, don't take this as an excuse to constantly tell them no when you really don't need to. However, I do really think that it's important to say no if you really have to study. What do I do now? Number 11 is that you need to turn off your phone. For me, this means putting it on do not disturb and silencing it. Others, that's completely turning it off. Sometimes it's putting it on airplane mode, whatever. I do listen to music when I study. Controversial opinion, I know. So I don't turn my phone all the way off because I still listen to music. But I do make sure that I don't get any notifications, because the moment I see a notification, I get distracted. And also, this kind of goes along with this, during your exams, if you need to delete social media, delete social media. During my exams this year, I deleted YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, and Twitter, I want to say, and I'm sure a couple others, because I was like, nope, you need to study, delete the apps, ignore your phone for once in your life. And,
I gotta use those in my exams, I'm just saying, it kinda works.
Number 12 is one that you are not going to believe me. You're going to say I'm insane, and you're going to say that I'm wrong, but I'm not, so just hear me out. Multitasking is not your friend, it is your enemy. Stay far, far away. Multitasking doesn't work because you're trying to divide your attention into multiple things at once, when really you should be giving everything your undivided attention. So just try your best to give one thing your complete attention and then move on to the next. Trust me, you will do way better in it.
This means you can't watch your shows and do your homework. Trust me, I've tried it, it never works out well.
Number 13 is that you need to study for your exams ahead of time. Guys, cramming is not your friend. No, do not do it. The nights that I've crammed for exams, even if I do well, I always regret it because I'm just tired and like, I don't want to do anything now. I just want to go to sleep. Like, it doesn't end well. Trust me, it's going to be a lot better if you start studying for exams ahead of time. I would personally recommend you studying for your exams 1 to 2 weeks ahead of time. However, if it's an all cumulative final, start studying 3 to 4 weeks before. Seriously, like, just do it. You will thank you, and so will your grade. And lastly, number 14, the single most hardest lesson for me to learn is so that if you can't handle a course, drop it. I know you can't always drop it. I know that it's some traditional high schools, like, you really have to take courses, but if you can drop it, drop it. Because I learned this the hard way, and I got a not so good grade, and honestly, I kind of wish I would just drop the course. Because it probably would have looked better than the C I got. But whatever. I'm sure that's not technically right, but I feel like in my mind it would have been better, and I would have been a lot less stressed out. But whatever. It's all about learning. Being in school is a learning experience, and you're going to get to know yourself so freaking well throughout these years in high school, and it's going to be amazing. And you are going to do amazing things, and I believe in each and every one of you. So if you take anything away from this video, it's that you're human. You're gonna make mistakes. Embrace them. Embrace the fact that you're not perfect. You are a flawed individual, and that's what makes you beautiful. And your beautiful isn't everyone else's beautiful, and that is okay. We are all unique and special and beautiful in our own ways, and that's what makes this world so amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give this video a big thumbs up and hit the red subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time.